Hey y'all, what's up? Here's another story about nothing. I brought a little bit of sacramental wine to help me along. This is my fifth take. I've been sipping a lot. In the following deconstruction story, I was probably pushed over the edge with this one. It was in the early 2000s, and I was still a believer with one foot out the door. I was attending church when asked and prayed in groups, never alone. So there was definitely room for an exit at any time because blind faith did not quite have the grip on me that it did in my earlier years. Anyway, we would gather for Thanksgiving, and this year in particular, I was given an honor. That's the way I say it. I was asked to lead the prayer after the thankful ritual. For those of you who are unfamiliar, we stand around the room vocalizing what we're thankful for before the actual blessing. We have a rather large family, so it's incredibly time-consuming. That was a moment where I really thought I could express faith and pour my heart out. These were some of the most beautiful words I'd spoken up to that point. And some would say I made my late grandmother very proud, and perhaps her prophecy would come true. It was that good. I mentioned things, I uttered words I never thought I'd use, and I dug deep to produce an emotionally charged declaration of gratitude to the mighty Sky Wizard. After the deep dive into my soul, I felt spent and vulnerable, like there was nothing that could kill my spirit. The family all felt that I did very well and even applauded. I know that's a little bit weird, but not everybody applauds after a group prayer amongst family. Everyone was impressed except my uncle. There was a tradition in our family where even after the main blessing is given, if an elder wants to say something, we stay in a circle with hands clasped, and hopefully it doesn't take too long. We hungry, damn it. Those thankfuls took over an hour. Needless to say, his addition was not flattering to my previous offering. His words burned into me as if they were holding an actual flaming sword and thrust it into my gut. The pain still resonates today. His exact words were, "Lord, some people don't know how to pray. Teach them how to pray." I didn't hear a damn word after that because his remaining words fell upon deaf ears. I cannot begin to explain how hurtful that was. Mind you, my uncle was deeply religious and mentally disabled, but I'm not certain that had a lot to do with it. Although it has been said that there is truth in the words of the simple-minded, so perhaps my prayer didn't meet the standards of such a devout individual. I also questioned whether he wanted a moment to draw attention to himself since he was the oldest person in the room, and he didn't quite know what to say. Maybe he wanted to be the one to give the initial blessing. We'll never know. He's passed away more than 15 years. Needless to say, that was the push that I needed toward deconstruction, because if a God would allow one of his followers to completely shit on someone who has doubts and is expressing themselves to get closer to it, then that God was not worthy of my adoration. I never forgave my uncle for that stunt. And even still, I remain amicable with him, but my withdrawal from God was definitely his doing. Should I have been more accommodating to someone who was mentally handicapped? Nah, bruv. I've known him my entire life. I knew what he was doing. In a way, I have to thank my uncle because he had a hand in setting me free. And there you have it. Just another story about nothing. Y'all have a good one. Deuces.